Live from the J.C. Newman Cigar Studio and the Gurkha Cigar Studio in the great state of New Hampshire, welcome to the Smokin Tobacco Show with your hosts, Matt Tobacco and Smokin Nicole.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Smokin Tobacco Show. My name is Matt Tobacco from SmokinTobacco.com, and I'm joined by my beautiful wife, Smokin Nicole. Nicole, how are you? I know you were waiting for that. I can tell by that grin on your face.
It's nice to be called that, you know?
It's only nice to be called that when we do it on the show. If I say it to you elsewhere, you're like,
Ooh, one shot's fired. Two, do you really want to have this argument on the show?
I mean, not really, because
Okay.
sometimes I don't. You know what? I'm not even going to say
Yeah,
it.
sidebar this for later. We're getting too off topic already.
Why do I keep... Oh, never mind. I kept getting a thing on my phone, but there was nothing there. I had to adjust the fans. Crank up just a little bit.
What a week.
What a week. Yeah,
What a
I'm
week.
exhausted.
I feel like we say that every week, but every week we are exhausted.
We went away for the weekend, and I'm
Yeah.
still exhausted.
I know. We had a nice little casino trip.
My mom got shit-faced.
Yes, his mother got shit-faced. But we went
She
to
did?
Mohegan Sun in Foxwoods in Connecticut. Shout out there. Some Indian casinos.
Yeah, it was a good time. I watched the Patriots game in the sportsbook at Foxwoods, which had terrible service, by the way. Those people could learn a thing or two from a good cigar lounge about good service. But other than that, it was good. I mean, they won, and I won money, so I mean that's a plus. But no, it was a good time. It was a good time.
I won money.
Yeah, Nicole won $2,000, one hit.
Woo.
Wheel of Fortune. I'm telling you, that those Wheel of Fortune slot machines, like if you're gonna play the slots, those are the way to go.
This might sound dumb, but
almost
there's just
every
something.
not every time, but almost the majority of the times when I won a significant amount of money on a slot machine, it was a Wheel of Fortune machine.
There's something about the big wheel. It's just like the biggest machine. The wheel is huge.
I just like walking.
You just gotta play it. I don't know.
I just like walking through the casino and you see all the people, like, you know, because there's always like sometimes like there's like a bank of three, so it's like three and then three and then three, and you get like one lady in the middle, and she's got all three machines going. So she's like doing this one, and then she's going spin, 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 and I'm like, aren't you only supposed to play like one machine at a time? I don't know, but they do it. They do it, man. I wish I had that kind of money and time, you know, just like let it all ride on three machines at the same time.
It's also just really good people watching.
Yeah, it is.
You can see a lot at a casino.
You know, there's somebody who I think is really good at people watching, and he happens to be with us tonight. I'm going to bring him on now because I don't want him to miss out on this conversation. This conversation is getting into territory where I feel like he might have some good input here. I could be wrong, but we're going to find out. Welcome to the Smokin Tabacco Show. For the first time, it's Mr. Shiah Goldberg. There he is.
Thank
What's
you.
going on?
Thank you. That's, first off, last thing I want to do is interrupt both a couple's dispute and a gambling conversation. But thank you for including me.
Welcome.
I'm already excited
Yeah.
about this.
But also, you're right in that I played poker for a living for a couple years in college. So
Did you?
So nice segue.
Yeah.
Or incredible research, or both.
I actually did not know that, but that was perfect. Wow. It's been a while since I've played with the cards, but I do love it. You know, not quite at that level, I'll be honest, but that is cool though. That is cool. We're gonna have to circle back on that for
Yeah.
sure. Welcome to the show. It's your first time on the show. You've been in the industry for a while. I think just about most people know who you are. I think it's safe to say. I don't think you're a hidden gem. If you've been
That's too
smoking
bad.
cigars long enough, I think you've heard of Shiah. You previously were with Davidoff, and now you're with Blendon Barrel down in Florida.
Yep, correct.
That's right.
Central Florida, right outside
'Cause
Orlando.
We talked about the weather. That's right. Yeah, and you mentioned I'm not going to talk about Florida, and I'm like, yeah, I already know.
Must be nice.
Thanks for doing it for me. There's my free pass.
Yeah, I'll do it for you. It's okay. I'll let you know. We live in New Hampshire. I mean, what are we gonna do? We just got to embrace the chaos. But it's great to have you on the show. And I take it you're in your lounge now.
Yes, yeah, in the boardroom, our members lounge.
Hmm. Which I haven't seen the whole thing. I've never been there, but just judging by your very professional backdrop, it does look like a boardroom. It looks nice. That sounds like it's a good space you got over there.
Yes, yes. First off, thank you. Thanks for having me. It's also exciting for me to be here. I have been a fan from a distance for a while, and with John as our mutual friend, I didn't really have a choice. I was going to be a fan, so thank you for making it fan worthy.
You're welcome. Thank you. Such kind words. I appreciate that. You
But
want to?
yes, so Blended Barrel is this is our flagship. So this is right outside of Orlando. It's about 4,000 square feet in total. So we have our main
Nice.
lounge and then the boardroom that I'm in. I have been doing this cigar thing since 2012. I've been very fortunate and very happy and proud of everywhere that I have been, quite honestly.
Hmm.
But this is a very interesting one in that the founder, who's my partner now, he came to the lounge, which we were talking about before we started the show, Empire Social, when I was running that, and was asking me a lot of very loaded questions one afternoon. And then I finally stopped him in the humidor and said, "So where's your lounge and when are you opening?" And now I'm here. So it's interesting how things all work.
Yeah, it is. It is, and especially in this industry, right? I mean, we always talk about it's very smaller than people realize. It's small, but it's even smaller. Um, and it's funny how things work out sometimes. I feel like we see it all the time. Every once in a while, there's a surprise, career move by someone, and I'm like, oh shit, what's going on there? But it's fun most of the time, and it's cool. And
Yeah.
but how long have you been um, in the lounge?
I started with Blended Barrel in September of 24.
Okay, September
So
24 with them.
essentially a year and a half, a little short of that.
And before that, you were with Empire.
Yeah, so from Empire, I went to Davidoff. So I was at
Okay.
Prime Cigar, which was the original company name of Empire Social, um, for 4 years. 2 years in Boca Raton at the store that we sold off to Casa de Monte Cristo. And then I transferred to Brickell and ran that for 2 years. And then joined the team at Davidoff in August of 2020. And then from
Nice.
there, here in September of 24.
Very, very nice. You've been busy the last couple of years. That's awesome.
Hmm.
At least try to be. um, listen, before we get too deep in the weeds here, there's a couple of things I gotta bang out of the park really quick. First and foremost is our cigars of the night. Brought to you by the number 2 guyscigars.com. That's right. Head over to the number 2 guyscigars.com today for an amazing selection of cigars and accessories from brands you know and love, and maybe a few you haven't quite discovered yet. Do yourself a favor, place an order with them, show them some love, as they show it to us at the number 2 guyscigars.com. As our guest, I'm going to let you go first. Please share with us what delicious tobacco stick have you chosen to smoke with us tonight?
Thank you for the first. I'm smoking ours. This is me missing the camera entirely, but this is our chairman line. It is a San Andres wrapper. We use Habano Oscuro binder and then all Nicaraguan fillers. This is a line that we produced and launched in April of last year.
And is it only available in the lounge?
It is available in all of our locations, and then in a few additional. We'll be pushing wholesale and distribution this coming year.
Oh,
So we wanted
nice.
to introduce both of the products that we launched last year. We wanted to introduce them in our ecosystem first, kind of test them in the market,
Sure.
improve anything that needed to be improved, and that work has been done. So it's the chairman is in about 15 stores in the country.
Oh, wow.
And Party Favors is around the same, which is our kind of our elevated house blend line, I would say,
Okay.
but entirely unique blends and made for wholesale and distribution. That one as well.
Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Yeah, I'll have to try that out.
Hmm.
There's so many cigars out there now. It's hard to, you know, find them all. Um, but that sounds good for sure. Nicole, I'm gonna let you go next. You're on theme, kind of. Not specifically, but you're on the right brand, I guess, for what I got going on tonight.
Well, yeah, but I was gonna segue from you,
Mm.
so you just kind of ruined it.
All right, all right. I'll go first. Well, you
A little
know,
bit.
last week we had our dear friend Anto from JM Tobacco on the show, so it was a JM night. But um, as soon as I could, I wanted to smoke our 2025 cigar of the year, which has been unveiled and announced. So it's very fitting. I am smoking, for those who haven't heard, if you live under a rock, the new Perdomo Legacy Nicaraguan Shade Epicure. It's our 2025 cigar of the year. Perdomo placed on all three of those new Legacy cigars on our list. This was number one. The Connecticut Bellicoso was number 3, and the Legacy Maduro was number 11. And as announced this morning, Perdomo got another award from us as they won our 2025 Factory of the Year for Tabacalera Perdomo. You can head over to smokintabacco.com and read all about both of those. I'm not going to really get too deep into the awards right now because we will do a show coverage probably on Spare Notes with William Cooper. But yeah, Cigar of the Year, Perdomo, Factory of the Year, Perdomo. Person of the Year went to the Great Less Man. And Accessory of the Year was the Essie Dupont. I almost said Biggie. That was the year before. The Defi Windproof, which I have still, I think, somewhere. It's floating around on the desk.
Somewhere in
Ah, it's right
your
here.
pile of
Right here.
papers.
Accessory of the Year 2025. Trying to do that one-handed. And the rest of the awards will continue to trickle out as they are completed. We're 2/3 of the way there, I think. So stay tuned for that. All of those updates will be on smokintabacco.com. But yeah, that's what I'm smoking. And Nicole, I think you're also smoking Perdomo.
Yeah. Well, essentially, I just saw you grab that through our little Perdomo area of cigars, and I said to myself, it's been years since I smoked a 10th anniversary. Years. You know, we try a lot.
Champagne.
So champagne, 10th anniversary Perdomo. So I decided to grab one. I actually don't know how long it's been sitting in there.
It's a great size too. Is that Lonsdale?
No, it's a Corona.
Oh, okay. All right.
Sure.
Nice. That's a really nice size.
But no, it's good, and I mean, it tastes good.
It's the number one selling SKU, Perdomo.
I know, but I thought, I mean, it's got to have been like 4 years. I don't know, long time.
I know.
Since I smoke, we smoke so much new to like go back. It's kind of hard.
It is, and that's the thing is
sometimes.
like you smoke so much new stuff all the time, and sometimes it's not that you forget it, you're just. I feel like most people in the industry get it. You know what I mean? I feel like I don't really have to explain that too much. It's be like, oh, do you still smoke those? I'm like, I do when I can, but most of the time I'm like, oh, I gotta smoke this and I gotta smoke that and I have to try that and I have to try that. But when I have a night where I'm like, tonight's a me night, it's not a new night, those are like the cigars that are always up first. So sometimes it's exhausting doing media for obvious reasons. I know I complain, but people like, I wish I could do that. I'm like, say that now. I remember 6 years ago when I started. The enthusiasm eventually starts to dwindle a little bit. But no, it's okay. We have fun. But our accessories, once again, cutting and lighting our cigars, are shaking up the legacy. That's right. SD Dupont, featuring the 2025 Accessory of the Year, the Defi Windproof. Beautiful, beautiful lighter. Ask your local retailer today about ST Dupont products and ask them if they're shaking up the legacy. So, back to our guest of honor, because he, we did our couple of ads in the beginning. We'll do the other half of ads towards the end. Now it's his time. He's the middle section. He's the beef of this.
The beef, that's all you had? Got like the cream in the middle of the
Came
Oreo?
quick.
I guess that's not much better. Never mind.
Yeah, I rolled with it,
The
but then I was
sandwich
like, I don't know. I feel like I could have given him something better than that. I don't know if I like that. So you've worked for a manufacturer, but you've also spent plenty of time in the retail section and lounges. I feel like I know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask you anyway. What do you like better? I assume it's going to be in the lounge and in the retail setting, a little bit more in control of kind of like what goes on day to day.
Yeah, you nailed it. It's really my preference to be on the consumer side. Even before I was in the cigar business, my whole adult life has pretty much been hospitality and providing experiences for people.
Okay.
And it's not to say that opportunity is not presented on the manufacturing side. but you don't get the same instant gratification, feedback, opportunity to do it better because you're looking in, kind of the same petri dish all the time, which I really enjoy.
Yeah.
And now is really the best of both worlds in that we're developing products and running lounges and kind of, I mean, it's definitely not all encompassing vertically integrated. We are walking down that road. But between my, my, my partner, myself, and our experiences and being able to kind of play in that petri dish, this is the best version in that I'm still getting to do my favorite part of the brand and the manufacturing side, which is product development and um, education and deepening the experience. But also, it's nice when if there's something wrong with the product, it's my own fault instead of having to explain it for somebody else's
Right.
lexicon or brand identity or whatever the case may be. But to simply answer your question, yeah, I definitely I loved my time on the brand side, and I did it in multiple different versions. I worked sales for some boutique cigar companies
Hmm.
and ran sales for an old brand that was once a legacy brand, Puros Indios.
Yeah.
So being able to have all that experience, I think, has really helped me to be better in the lounge and the retail experience and more valuable to our customers. And that's really where I prefer to be.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is when you're in that setting, right, you're at the point of sale. You're at the, when you work with a brand, there's a lot you can do, but you're kind of setting the stage for an experience to come later. Versus, where you are now, you kind of, that is the experience. Every night, when you're there and people are coming in and they're looking to have that night, having their cigar, having some drinks. That is the experience, and that is the end result. And to be honest with you, if I wasn't doing if I had to work in the industry and I wasn't doing this, because I've been asked this question before, would I work for any like industry, manufacturer, retail? Sure, but I think I would enjoy the store slash the lounge setting the most. If I had to work in the industry and I couldn't do media and it was like you have to pick one, I think I'd go that same route too. I kind of I like that sense of like hosting. Like you come in and like how can how can we make you have the best night possible, get you a cigar, get you drinks, have fun, be comfortable, get what you need. I like that aspect. I like hosting. You know what I mean? I like creative ideas and coming up with ways to draw people in and do stuff like that. Working for a manufacturer or a brand or whatever, like I could do that, and I think I have some things that I would excel with. But I think I'm kind of like you. I think for all the same reasons. I think that's kind of where I would be too.
Yeah, the litmus test of being able to try something and see immediately on people's faces whether or not it hits versus, I mean, where we're at right now with cigar makers in this top 25 list breakdown. You work all this time, and it's not to say that this is a defining moment for really any company. The list these days, they're great, but it's not really what it once was, I guess.
I
Um,
agree.
but but you really do kind of have that delay. I mean, you test it, you think everything is right, and then you rework it. Whereas I have the opportunity now to see it in real time, and I love it. I love that.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. So before you worked in the cigar business on all aspects, I know you mentioned you were in hospitality. So where were you before? Were you in hotels, restaurants?
So yeah, started in college bartending in like a neighborhood family restaurant, and then I actually went to culinary school.
Oh
Um,
wow.
not for, quite honestly, not for any intention to cook professionally, but my mom's side of the family is mostly Italian, so there was always good cooks in my family, and I wanted to
Mm.
be able to put some practice behind it. Thank you,
I mean, if you're
appreciate
Italian,
it.
you gotta know how to cook. I mean, that's
Yeah.
it's like yeah. So I'm
You
with
say
you,
that, but we know Italians who can't
dude. Like my dad.
cook.
I know my dad is he's not a good Italian. It's a shame. So much potential, but
And then
continue, please.
yeah, so I skipped over that only because my mom is probably watching, and she will I will say openly the cooking came from her side, but then I'm going to hear about that for another 2 months. I need to
Yeah.
come for dinner and so on and so forth. Um, so then I went from there. I went after culinary school. I went to work for Houston's for the Hillstone Company for 4 or 5 years,
Oh, wow. Okay.
and they are a fairly challenging company to work for, but a very successful system. So it was nice because it showed me a lot of the things that I really want to incorporate, but all the ways I don't want to treat my people.
Yeah.
It was an excellent education.
Yeah. Sometimes you need those experiences.
And don't get me wrong, I loved my time. I mean, I was there for 5 years. It was a great job, good money, but it's a system that will grind you down. So it's really shaped my operation style, my leadership style. In that, um, a, I know that this business is usually a transitional business for a lot of people, meaning like my bar staff and so on and so forth. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to keep people here longer than they want to be because the energy that it takes to be exceptional at hospitality means you must be into it and love it. Um, so I like to kind of help people get to the next stage, whatever that is. I'm not trying to hold on to anyone that doesn't want to be here. And that's another thing that I really kind of took from my time at Houston's, which is get in, run the system, learn the system, benefit from the system. If it makes sense for you, great. If not, where do you want to go next? Let's help you get there.
Yeah. I think that's great. That's a great mindset to have. I mean, you see people all the time that run these businesses, and they have a different mentality, and I know you know that's true, and I know you've probably seen it too, where it's like they don't care about that. It's just, well, you're really good at your job, and so like I just want to keep you here as long as I can, and essentially, you know, they just want to milk you for whatever they can. They don't care about your best interest or whatever what you really want to do. And then you get employees who are not happy with their jobs, and their performance goes down, and they just feel like they're stuck there and whatever, and or eventually they do leave you anyway, but they leave you a little bit more blindsided, because they're just trying to get out and move on to somewhere else. And I'll be honest with you, I say all these things, but Nicole knows it a bit better because she's kind of more in that business than I am, with what she does, because she runs a spa, so she's all about
Upsales or upscale spa manager, but also I managed for the Ritz Carlton for 5 years for their spa. So I was very much upscale luxury, and you have to love it. You have to love what you do, and the fascination is with motivating people on your team and getting them to where they need to be. So I appreciate that answer.
Yeah, well said.
Fantastic.
And from my experience, that's a great company. Did you enjoy your time with
I
Ritz
did.
Carlton?
I did,
Yeah,
and now
yeah. Their
I'm with
corporate culture
Lifetime.
is great.
So, Lifetime Athletic Clubs, which I believe they're opening a new
Mm,
one in Winter Park, Florida, which is in your neck of the woods. But they're also expanding up here in the Northeast. But I've been with them now. This is my 4th year, and I very much like being with them as well. Yeah.
good for you. That's wonderful to hear.
So,
yeah. So if anyone, I mean, the two of us, I mean, you know more about it than I do, but I won't claim to be an expert. I never really worked in that kind of industry. I've spent a lot of time around it with people, but
you enjoy getting the massages
I enjoy
in
I
the spa.
enjoy I enjoy the perks. I enjoy the perks
Yeah.
of the free spouse membership. Um, I get to come and go as I please. I don't have to pay a bill monthly, at least. It is nice, I like to make jabs, when I'm in the club. Sometimes I run into people, other staff, and I'm like, huh, I've been hanging out with that manager from the spa, if you know what I mean. They're like, they always look at me like, huh? Oh, and I'm like, it's my wife. And they're like, oh, okay, thank God. Like they thought it was, like no, I bought it, I paid for it, and now I'm stuck with it. I threw out the receipt, so I can make those jokes.
Thank you.
But it's no, it's good. It really is, and I watch Nicole, with her job, and I've seen her and her experiences with multiple companies, and it's so true because I know how miserable it can be. I know how miserable it can be for her. I know, listening to her talk about, when you run a team, you run a staff, um, or if it's outside of that, maybe it's just about the business. It's about whatever. It can be tough, especially when you really don't have a good support system behind you.
Your team, though, is as good as you make it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's my
Because
one
I've seen
takeaway.
Nicole struggle with poor teams, and I've seen her with pretty good teams. Like I think it's safe to say you have a pretty good team right now because
I'm gonna knock on wood because it's the best it's ever been. But
yeah,
it doesn't.
because the stress
Takes
level
work.
in the house has been the lowest it's ever been. So I mean, I think that means that there's a good team there. I just hope
Yeah.
they all continue to
Behave.
like it and they stay there.
To my team members tuning in, thank you to my thank you to my husband.
I
But
tell them
anyway.
all the time when I go in there.
Okay.
I say thank you, because you guys do good, and she does good, and then I'm happy at home. So we all win. So I like to encourage them too, in my own little way. But no, I mean, it sounds like you've had quite the experiences over the years, and you've really gotten really into what you do, and I think that's great, and I think it's kind of part of what's made you so um, fun and such a great person to connect with. You have those skills. You're great with people, and I like that you're not shy either. Some people can be a little shy, and that's okay. But when you're not shy, you tend to have more fun with people. No, go ahead.
I was just going to ask because back to the culinary school, I have to ask, what is your favorite dish to cook?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I saw
I'm so glad we went back to that.
yes. So pretty much anything with red meat is my go-to. Um, and that was before culinary school and is really just extended now because I learned 15 other ways to do it. That being said, my first year, my first class, the first teacher was this little Chinese American tyrant who I loved, and he hazed the hell out of me, and I had to eat a tremendous amount of what I imagine half of them were made up on the spot, like old ancestral dishes to understand the tastes and the palates. That being said, he basically forced me to make this one dish about 13 times in class until it was, from his words, perfect. And it's salmon, but it's poached first, and then we cover it with blood orange juice, scallion, ginger, a little bit of soy sauce, and then sear all that into the salmon with hot sesame oil. And
That actually sounds
yeah.
really good.
it's yeah, it's I really, because of my Southern Italian roots, I really like simple 5 ingredient, well executed dishes. And this is one where it's not simple, but it's still 5 ingredients, well executed. And it's also, I think, partially because of the tears, the pain, the sweat, and the blood that came along with being told that 14 versions were absolute garbage. Um, that's still one of my favorite things to cook, and it's also the thing that I do like um, on a special occasion. Like the first time I made it outside of school was for my parents' 30th wedding anniversary. And then every once in a while, I'll kind of throw it back for a similar reason, just because it brings in the story and that time that I had, but also the best part of cooking. And I guess hospitality in general is getting to share it with people you care about. So that's really my ace up my sleeve when it comes to that moment. That being said, if it's Italian, I love it and I like to make it. And um, I have an 8 hour marinara meat sauce and meatballs that my girlfriend and her family has loved to learn with me. So that's another one. But 8 hours for marinara is a little excessive.
You say that, but there's just something about letting it sit on the stove all day.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
don't beat yourself up too
Yeah.
much on that one. I like a long sauce, especially when there's meat in it,
Yeah.
and you let that meat cook in the sauce all day, and it gets nice and tender and full of flavor. And
Low for like 6 hours. It's no
meatballs,
complaints here.
meatballs in the sauce, or I like to do Italian sausage. I put them in the pan, and I just brown them, leave the middle raw, then throw them in. Just let them cook in the sauce all day, and when they come out, oh man, they just fall apart. They're so good. It's delicious. Um, what's up, Raphael? Hello from Esteli, Nicaragua. He's tuning in.
Rafi, how's it going?
What's going on? Everyone's here. We got Mike, David's here, Sean, Whitney Taylor's here. Thanks for being here with us, everybody. We appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, food is. I feel like that's a common theme on the show with a lot of our guests too. There's a lot of people we know who we either talk about food or we talk about making food or whatever. This food is just such a common thread. William Cooper started doing food reviews on cigargroup.com, which is kind of interesting. But at the same time, he says that his food reviews are kind of outranking his cigar reviews at this point. So I don't know. It might be. I think Cigar Coop. We I don't know. Maybe he'll retire that. He'll just move into food blogging. I think he'll be like, yeah, I'm kind of done with this. I'm gonna go into food now. I honestly wouldn't be shocked. There might be an opportunity there. We'll see. I don't know. But yeah, food
No
is.
reservations with William Cooper.
Yeah. Danny's here. What's up, Danny? Oh, everyone's rolling in. Yeah, but food's a popular one. I feel like that's another one. It's a universal language, food, especially those who know how to make food. Um, which again,
Now,
surprisingly, a lot of people that we know in the business can make food really well.
so follow-up question: do you do any food events at your lounge? And do you
Yes.
utilize your culinary skill for that? Do you do
Yeah,
the
do you
cooking?
cook?
Great question. Yes.
Yeah.
One of the things I love to do more than anything is Thanksgiving at the lounge.
Oh,
Um, so we open late on Thanksgiving, and I do with my family, loved ones, or whoever we're entertaining with early in the day, and then I bring an entire second Thanksgiving meal to the lounge.
wow.
So either people who didn't have a place to go that year for Thanksgiving, or for the second plate, we usually open the doors at 4 o'clock, and it's grown year over year, pretty much everywhere I've been. So that's one of my favorites, and that's Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday also. So that's really, it's not about an event. It's not about anything other than having a Thanksgiving meal for people who want to enjoy it, who didn't get to enjoy it, and also sharing Thanksgiving with friends. That's one. We do at least a few cigar dinners every year. Um, this last year was my first year in the business, and there was a tremendous amount of evolution happening. So we only put one down last year here, but we have sister locations in Cocoa Beach and Melbourne, and they're actually the grand opening for Melbourne is tonight. So Cocoa Beach did a couple cigar dinners last year as well, and we'll make those a quarterly event for 2026 and beyond. Not always steak. I know it's the most popular, but I had real success in Brickell with doing seafood and things that people would not expect to see at a cigar dinner, but they were all actually paired through with the cigars and everything else. So yes, I love to do that. We do chocolate truffles as well. There's someone locally that we work with to make chocolates. We did a couple barrel picks. We did some chocolates in one of those. I try and keep interesting snacks. So in Florida, the way the licensing and the smoking and lounges works, we can't really sell food because it's based on revenue percentage. So I always like to have interesting things for people, and then it presents a great opportunity for us in that I partner with restaurants in the area, and people can eat here. So I basically provide an extra 30 to 50 seats to local restaurants with no expense. I don't want any money. We just happy to have people enjoying their meal and staying longer with us.
That's pretty smart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like when shops do stuff like that or lounges. I've been to enough events like that to know like they can be really fun. When they're executed well too, they can be really really fun. It's fun to go to a lounge like on Friday night and just hang out, have a couple of drinks, relax, maybe hang out with your friends. But when there's like a good event, especially like a food event or a pairing, whatever, when it's just more than that, those can be. I mean, those are some of the best times I've ever spent in any single lounge. Was when there was a really solid like event, with just a lot of stuff going on. Um, it's a great time. So I like that you do that, and hopefully I have the opportunity to come down and attend one of those with you guys because you know
Please
it
be my
sounds
guest.
really good.
We are due another Florida trip at some point, especially as the low last night was 6 degrees.
Yeah, we're overdue. We did not go to Florida in 2025, and
Yeah.
that's too bad. So I think we have to go back down there this year for sure for a little while. And we'll definitely be in your neck of the woods.
We love to have you. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I know for sure. There's an anchor here that I can
Yeah,
count on. So
yeah. I have to make an appearance in Winter Park and keep people on their toes. Um, Unannounced drop in. That's always the way. Hey, I'm here. um, Now I know this is a little off topic, but I wanted to go back because you kind of briefly mentioned it, and I just wanted to follow up a little bit on it. Before you had mentioned when you were in college, um, did you say you played poker professionally?
yes. So I say I played poker for a living.
Or a living.
Um,
Sorry.
and the only reason I make that distinction is I was on scholarship in college, so I had the benefit of almost no fixed expenses.
Okay.
Um, oh no,
Oh no, we lost your video, but I can hear you.
you can hear me still.
I can hear you. Yeah.
All right. Well, as I start talking about gambling, of course the camera goes out. 1 second, let me fix that.
Take your time. Do what you need to do. It's okay. Usually, when we lose someone, we lose them all together. It's
I
not
know.
like oh, I can hear you, so like, we can continue the conversation. It usually freezes or it craps out, and
We could use this as a pause for a minute if you do want to do one of the segments.
we can. Well,
Well, why don't we?
yeah, let's do that. And oh, never mind. He's
Oh,
back.
yeah,
We'll have to come back.
that's okay.
It's all right. He's back. He looks good. There we go.
Okay, brief interruption.
That's okay.
That's okay.
You handled that very well.
Yeah.
I've seen people struggle on the air.
It's funny that as before we started, I was lauding the using my phone as a backup camera, and then it goes out on the first show. So I take back everything I said. Um,
It's all right. It happens.
so I was a freshman in college in 2001 at Florida Atlantic in Boca Raton, and I was on academic scholarship. So without really any expenses, and it was also kind of the era of the poker boom and the online poker boom.
Oh yeah.
And I had been playing at that point in time. I was 18, so I've been playing for like 10 years. I started playing with my grandfather. So it had become very, very popular in and around college, and I basically took advantage of my friends and other students in poker, and then used that to fund my bankroll for bigger stakes games. And then stepped away from it actually after college because the I loved it. I still love it. I still play a lot. And the way I explain it is like it's chess except you can't see the pieces.
Right.
So strategically, I really enjoy it. It's challenging, but the social environment was atrocious, which is why I stopped doing it. I was surrounded by, and don't get me wrong, plenty of friends that are poker players, but the people who kind of circle around the poker world, um, mostly nefarious characters. So at a very young age, I realized that if this is what I'm going to do long term, I'm going to be constantly in settings that I don't really enjoy. Um, so then I pivoted, and after college, I went to the other thing that I love, which was kind of around the same time. I started smoking cigars before I was legally allowed to, but really dove in college again because I was on scholarship. I had to live on campus, and I couldn't get any studying done. FAU was kind of a commuter school at the time, a lot of trust fund, that kind of stuff. So it was very much a party school. And so I used to leave, go to the beach, go to the park, put the boat in the water, which I didn't tell anybody my freshman year that I had a boat, so I could actually study on it, and smoke cigars. And so when I moved from poker, hospitality was already the thing that I was doing, bartending kind of in the background. Um, and just lost my train of thought. I was reading Danny's comment. Thank you. It's a praise compliment. I appreciate that. That's it, from a consumer. It can't go better. Sorry, it sidetracked me.
No, it's okay.
Um, but so yeah, anyway, I pivoted into the thing that I love to do as much, if not more, in cigars. And it was the opposite end of the spectrum in that this is a world where almost all the people are great. So
Yeah, I think that's safe to say. Yeah, I mean it's true. I mean I've watched a lot of like the World Series and the poker tours and whenever they have it on, and um, I went through a period where I really enjoyed watching it for a while, and it's true. There's like most of the time you watch that, there's always someone at a table that's just like he's the dickhead, you know what I mean? Like, and it fights with everybody, or people are not happy with the way they play, or the way they bet, or just whatever it is, and it always there's always a confrontation, and there's always that guy, that or maybe there's two, but usually it's one, and then there's one that like is always walking into his trap, and they're going back and forth. I could name a bunch of them, and you probably know who they are. And yeah. So I agree. I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. it is one of those situations or just those worlds where there's a lot of people like that, and I totally know what you mean. And then the cigar industry, not that we don't have any, as you know,
Mm.
but it's the
Hmm.
opposite. The majority are really good, and then there's a couple of sour apples and strange people that are around, and I think we just tolerate it, as you
To a point.
know.
To a point, we tolerate it.
Yeah, yeah, it's funny. It's sorry. Someone made a comment that my volume was too low, which I felt like it was pretty good for most of the show. I'm just making sure that my gain is up. I mean, that's about where I want to be. I know we someone said something last week, but I think it was like the Facebook, but the YouTube was good. I don't know. Something's been going on. Um,
All the more reason to do our lounge upgrade.
yeah. I know it's on the list. I know, but yeah. Sorry, Todd. I'm not sure. I haven't heard from anyone else, but everything looks good on my end.
Yeah,
Okay,
from
I'm
my
not the
perspective,
only
I
one.
can
Your
hear you just
volume
fine.
is low. That's strange. I wonder if it's something in here.
No, that's up pretty loud.
It is up pretty loud. I don't know if I want to like really crank that too much more. What's that do?
That does the same.
Oh well, I
No,
don't.
I hear you both better now, actually.
Okay.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe it was this. Maybe I just need to have that up a little bit higher. All right. As long as it's not. Am I too loud now? Am I too loud to you, Shia?
For me, no, I'm fine.
Okay. All right. All right. Maybe that's what it was. I apologize about that. I'm not sure what the deal was with that, but it looks like maybe we fixed it. So. Oh, all right. Thank you. Sorry, I lost my train of thought now. Oh yeah. We were talking about you playing poker. And people in the industry. All right, so here's an interesting one. So here's a shot out of a cannon. This will have a little bit of fun. I'll use this kind of to segue. In your experience in the cigar industry so far, and you've worn several hats. What has been your least favorite aspects of this business? I know this will be a fun one for you.
Are you trying to get him going?
I mean,
I like it.
he's a fun person for this kind of conversation. You know what I mean?
I'm
Not everyone
opposed to
can
it at
handle
all.
this.
I like it. Yeah. Off the top of my head, I'd say the first one is rules, meaning it's become. I've noticed that it's become pretty much necessary in lounges to kind of establish your etiquette and house rules, which, as I was coming up enjoying cigars, that was never really a thing. So I'm anti-authoritarian by nature, which is weird, being a leader and an operator, so on and so forth. But
Sure.
especially when it comes to customers, I really don't like managing adults, and it's I have to be careful because I don't want to sound jaded at all, because that's not the case. But
Yeah.
in the small minority, I would say the need that I have seen in the last, I would say, 10 years to kind of remind people that not only are they part of our business and we're here to cater to them, but it's also, for me, this is like a sacred place.
Sure.
Cigars are super important to me and the connections that we make with people. And I also believe that over the last 5 or 6 years, we have seen a lot of cigar establishments, businesses, places, and other things that have moved in another direction, which I also love as far as like the party atmosphere. But trying to remind people which one they're in currently. So I think that's one of my least favorites is, and to get really specific, what I mean is like, the guy with the travel humidor that always comes in and can't wait to show you the 15 cigars that he didn't buy from you as he cuts and lights them in the middle of the bar. I never thought that was something that I was going to have to help an adult understand, that we're a business and you're not family. This is weird. So that's one. The other I would say is, um, it's not really true anymore. I think because of podcasting, especially, and a lot of other things, the competitive nature of where the media outlets have gone. But for the longest time, I think the marketing in the cigar business kind of drove the education and the content. And so we ended up with a lot of crossed wires, a lot of miscommunication, and a lot of very confused consumers, hobbyists, passionate people. And the lies and the bullshit is really the thing that on a daily basis aggravates me.
Yeah.
Just it's so unnecessary. You know what I mean? You make a good product, you run your business well, you find people who are interested in it. There's really no need to come up with these stories about 20-year-old tobacco found in a barn somewhere, and whatever the case may be. I think off the top of my head, those are probably my top two. But it's minimal, right? And I think I really enjoy almost everything about this game.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, like I was saying before, I mean, for the most part, it's pretty good. There's a few people and a few aspects where it's not as great. But then again, no matter what you do, you're going to have that because nothing's perfect. Nothing is, completely, flawless and immune to, the negative aspects of anything. Whether it's things people say or the kinds of people or things that companies do or whatever, like you said, like the rules or just BS marketing or whatever it is. It could be anything. There's no industry, there's no lifestyle, there's no hobby, there's nothing that's just like, yeah, man, like there's nothing I can complain about. That doesn't exist. But I think that, the cigar industry is, and you can tell me I'm wrong, but it's almost as good as it gets for industries. We're not perfect, but when you compare it to a lot of other industries, I mean, there's worse out there, or other groups or whatever, lifestyles and hobbies and things that people do. And some of them you probably, I know you've experienced. So, but yeah, I would agree with everything you said. It's funny. I actually recently put out, and it's funny you brought up the rules thing because so we've been working on, in our free time, some kind of like editorial pieces on how to do certain things, or just kind of like beginner stuff, educational stuff for people, especially more so for like newer smokers. But I mean, really anyone could read it and maybe take something away. But really trying to focus on creating a place on our website across everything we do where, someone could come onto our website and read about the basics. And one of the things I did do that actually got the most commentary was cigar lounge etiquette. And it was just an idea that it came to me, and I'm like, people always talking about, debating on this and that. And I said, why don't I just put something together based on, our experiences of kind of like what's a go, what's not. And kind of like what you said, you shouldn't have to, and you shouldn't really need to or whatever. But the reality is you've spent enough time in lounges to know that sometimes you have to, because sometimes common sense just isn't common. So, I put that together, and that's funny because I put that one out, and immediately that was the one, like all the other ones were like, oh, this is cool, I like this is good. That was the one where you had people commenting and being like, oh, do we really need etiquette for cigar loungers, or shouldn't this stuff be common sense, or blah, 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 blah. And people were kind of going back and forth on it. And I'm like, yeah, no, all good points. I agree with all of you, but at the end of the day, sometimes you have to, because some people just don't get it. So I thought that was funny that you said that, because it is true. It is so true. I saw that recently when I put that out, and which, by the way, if you ever have time, and if you haven't already, to read that, and if you have any input on that, definitely don't be shy to send some stuff my way, because I would be curious to see what you think about that.
I definitely would. Yeah.
And it's not something that it's it's kind of always wanted to be there as a resource. So any way we can add to it and develop it, it's always welcome. So, which goes for anybody, but with your experience, I think that would be interesting. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the time here really quick too. Do you have the trivia ready?
I do, but do you want to do our newest segment first?
Yeah, I'm excited about this. This is new. So last year, we did the 12 months of giveaways with Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust, which was great. And I actually talked to Steve, and we decided no more giveaways. So Steve is still going to be with us on the show this year, but we're not going to do any more giveaways. I think the idea, and he told me, I don't care what you do, whatever.
In typical Steve
fashion. He just wants people to talk about him, and that's totally fine. I get it, but I think, and Nicole, I'll give Nicole credit. She came up with this. It was the gripe of the week. Because, Steve's always got a gripe. He's always going on Facebook and, writing a novel about what he's not happy about. So I said, oh, well, why don't we take that and make it a small, micro segment. Or, not micro segment, but, a micro version of Steve having a gripe of the week. And just making it part of the show. So,
well, my thought too is we could highlight what Steve's actual gripe of the week was that week. He's actually been really nice in the last 7 days.
Well, you know what it is.
To be fair,
he's been sharing everybody's lists and stuff.
Yes, because he made people's cigar lists and whatnot. So he's been in a great mood.
Steve's been doing the once a day. Look at me.
Hey, you know what? He's been sharing some media love. So
he has.
We'll give him credit for that.
I can't knock him for that.
But
really, on a serious note, like when the manufacturers do it. Look, I know that most of our lists are not like the CA list, Shiah, which I know you understand that whole concept. I think for us, why we do a list is it's just to recognize people. We know most of these people in the industry, and we appreciate what they do. And when you make a good, cigar,
we are not
it should
the
be highlighted.
authority, but also, we have our opinions, and that's what we think.
I'm not trying to sway sales with my list. I just want to recognize people who I think did a really good job because I think recognition is important. But I digress. We appreciate when they, share our lists and show their appreciation. So, because it is stressful to make sometimes. But so it's nice to see that. So on a serious note, I'm not really knocking Steve, but he's been having his victory parade. So it is what it is.
So no actual gripe from Steve this week. But in the event that he does not have the gripe of the week for us to discuss, what is your gripe of the week?
Well, let's see. It's been a pretty gripeless week.
That's no way to start it.
I will say probably my biggest gripe of the week was I debated whether I was going to bring this up, but I'm going to bring this up, but I really don't want to dive like all the way into it just for the sake of time. But probably the thing that annoyed me the most was Saturday.
Football?
Not so much the football.
What was?
Well.
Oh, the comedian.
Yeah. No. We went to while we were down in Mohegan Sun. We went to the Comics Roadhouse, which we frequently go to while we're there, and we usually have a great time. But I was in less than a favorable mood for several reasons that day, and I wasn't aware that we were going to be sitting right up front. And I found that out.
Seats, baby.
I found that out after I got in there when I was not really in the best comedy mood, but I was like, we're here. And then I'm like, oh, we're sitting right up front. Okay, all right. And so I wasn't as like, yay, as I normally am at a comedy show. And it was a little noticeable. And I was just really trying to mind my own business, But I don't know if anyone knows who Ian Fidance is. But that's who was there. And he noticed me right away. And he really wanted to be my best friend. And it really wasn't anything against him personally, but I just was kind of like, yeah.
He even stopped the set to say, hey, bro, can I give you a hug?
Yeah, and I was just like, no. I was not in the mood.
He was not in a good mood.
It was definitely not one of my... that's up there like on like the...
Didn't he say your dad looked like Rob Reiner, and who did you look like?
Oh, yeah. He called my dad Rob Reiner, and then he's called me Nick Reiner. And at first I was ready to be like, that's pretty good. Then he's like, you're Nick Reiner. And I'm like, okay. All right. Guy who just killed his parents.
And that you looked like a magician, an emo magician?
I don't know if I remember emo, but I was wearing a Robert Graham shirt, and it was a little bit busier. It was a little bit busier than I would wear, but it was given to me as a gift, and I was like, well, I'm gonna do this, and it caught his attention, and I was like,
he said you look like the lead singer of Three Doors Down, too. I would think.
The Three Doors Down cover band. Yeah, he was like, "Did your Three Doors Down cover band break up this week?" I'm like, "Dude, like, he just was on a roll," and it was like, it just got to a point where I was like, "All right, I don't know what to do right now. I'm just trying to, sit here and find a way that he's funny." And
So is your gripe with comedians who pick on people in the audience, or is your gripe with just Ian Fidance?
No, because I mean I love comedy, so like I do like some of my favorite comedians has been like when they pick on people in the crowd, like Russell Peters and Tom Segura and when they do that Sebastian Maniscalco, it's just with him personally, it's just because it was me, so it's my gripe is with him for picking on me because I was the target, so it's not fun. It's funny when it's not you, right? That's what people always say. It was me this time, and I'm like, it was a small club. It was very intimate, so everyone in there saw me, and so it was like, oh, okay, this is great.
I have two quick questions. Was the comedy after the less than great sportsbook service experience?
No, that was the next day. That was the next day, which I was in a much better mood the next day. And despite that, it didn't ruin the day for me. But yeah, my second gripe would be with the wait staff at the DraftKings Sportsbook at Foxwoods Resort and Casino. They
who don't service everyone sitting in their lounge.
Yeah, they didn't service everywhere. Like that was so fucked. Like so we walked in. I get it. It's division weekend, in a sports book. I know everyone wants to go. But like almost every table, every section was roped off reserved. I mean, I can understand maybe a certain section, but like the whole place. There was one section off to the left that had the leather, chairs like you'd find in a cigar lounge that were all lined up. There was 2 rows of them, and we got in there. We claimed a couple of seats, and we stayed in them. But then it was like, all right, I want to get some drinks going and kind of, get into this and get excited. And I was with my dad, who I knew, which actually I'll get to that quickly in a second. I was waiting for us to get thrown out of there. My dad was yelling louder than anybody in there. I'm like, Dad, people were looking like, tone down a little bit. But he was just, every time there was a play and someone was running with the ball, it was just, fucking get him! Get him! Get him! I'm like, calm down.
He didn't wake up the guy next to you because there was another guy who took his shoes off and was taking a snooze.
Yeah, there was a guy 2 seats down. He comes in. He saunters in. Like I'm like, whatever. I don't think much of it. He sits down 2 seats away, and imagine this happening in a cigar lounge. I almost positive you'd probably have to ask them to leave. This guy comes in. He takes his shoes off. He's got his socks out. Just stretching his legs, and then he just kind of does this move, like. And falls asleep for the whole game. I don't know. I don't know if he was just really stoned. I don't know. Maybe he was a little tipsy and he just passed. I don't know what the deal was, but this dude snoozed while people were screaming and hollering during touchdowns. I don't know what his deal was, but he was out like a light. And then the game was over and he woke up and he left. It was strange. But yeah, my gripe with them was that they wouldn't serve, and you'd probably appreciate this. They didn't serve that whole section. It was like, oh yeah, we don't serve the section. I'm like, so I'm sitting over here, and you want me to come up and stand at the bar that's already got a crowd around it when I'm already in a designated section. I have a section. I'm not roaming freely. I have a spot. I have a table. I have a seat. And they wouldn't service our area. And then just getting one drink took me literally 20 minutes. It was horrible. It was really horrible. And I'm like, I want to get the booze going. It's football. Food. Yeah, I ordered food. I ordered food before kickoff. It came at halftime. So, yeah. So those are my gripes. Those are my gripes for the week. Brought to you by Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. Yeah. Feels good to get it out, It's like a therapy session. It's nice.
You look better. You feel like
I feel better. Look a little bit more relaxed.
I feel better.
Maybe this is going to be more of like a therapeutic segment for you.
It might be. It might be. But I open it up to anybody. It's not. It could be you. It could be any guest that's on the show. Anybody has they want to clear the air.
Do you have a gripe of the week?
Yeah. Do you have any shit you want to stir? You want to get it out?
I sure do. Absolutely.
Yeah. Go ahead. What do you got? You got something to say. I know you do.
This is the week of the Habanos Festival.
Oh yeah.
And this has nothing to do with the fact that I can't sell Cuban cigars. I love Cuba. I have lots of Cuban friends. One of my favorite cigars in the world is still made in Cuba. It just happens to be at a farm. But my gripe is how people still bend over backwards to go out of their way to find, purchase, and enjoy absolute dog shit.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you. Look, at the end of the
I would love to say that cigars in Cuba will once be good again, but I know that's not ever going to happen. So I'm just griping about it.
From time to time, I'll smoke some. I mean, look, I'm a cigar guy. That's what I do. We went out of the country a few months ago. I had some. They were all right. It was one of those, like, it's enjoyable because, like, I'm on vacation and, like, I haven't had one in like a year. And it
But
wasn't,
most of them are plugged.
and it wasn't plugged. It
Most
burned
of them
good. I was like, all right, I can't complain too much. But at the same time, I agree with you. I mean, I watch these people on social media act like complete snobs. Oh, I'm a Cuban smoker. And I'm like, good for you. They look down on everybody like, oh, I'm a Habano smoker. I don't smoke Davidoff, Fuente, Padron. That's beneath me. It's like, okay. And I know you know the type. So
Yeah,
I am
too-
with you.
I too don't like properly fermented, well-made cigars. It's the bane of my existence.
Yeah, I don't like paying $4,000 for a box of Robustos that half of them are trash before I even take them out of the box. It's just kind of a weird concept to me, I'd rather just not smoke at all if that was my only option. But I digress. I'm with you on that point. I'm with you. That's a good one to have. But anyway, that was our gripe of the week.
Our gripe of the week.
So we have trivia?
Yes.
All right, we have trivia now, brought to you by Perdomo Cigars, featuring the 2025 Cigar of the Year, the Perdomo Legacy Nicaraguan Shade-Grown Epicure. It's a long one. I had to make sure I got that right. I had to, stop. I almost said the one before. Perdomo Cigars stand for quality, tradition, and excellence. All right. So what did you settle on for a theme?
Well, I feel like the topic of...
Did you go with the 90s?
Well, I went with guest choice.
Yes.
So I think that might
We
be
opened
what
it up
do.
to Shiah, and he chose.
And I think that might be what we do moving forward.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I like that idea. We should totally do that.
And he chose 90s basketball and hip hop, right? Got that right? Okay, so...
The pressure's on now. This is my idea.
Yeah, it was your
Pressure's on.
idea, so I mean, this is on you. If you don't get these right, I mean, I can't help you. Like, you wanted to do this.
Oh, God. I feel like I'm going to butcher the first question, though.
Oh,
All right,
boy.
so
Do I need to read it?
You might need to read this one.
All right, let me see.
Okay, so you do that one.
Oh, all right. I know why. Who won the 1994 NBA Finals MVP? And it is multiple choice, so if you need me to do the multiple choice, I will. But if you want to try to do it without it, just let me know, okay? But who won the 1994 NBA Finals MVP?
I feel like you can't.
Jordan was quote-unquote retired, so it was not Jordan.
Yeah. I was going to say that was the pause period. Yeah, I will take the multiple choice so we don't turn this into a 20-minute segment.
Hakeem Olajuwon, John Stockton, Patrick Ewing, and Clyde Drexler. I don't see the answer. I don't know what the answer is, but I think I know what the answer is.
I want to say it's Hakeem Olajuwon.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow, good score. Good job.
Yeah, good one. Good one. Was he also the 84 draft class? I think he was.
I believe, yes. No,
He was in-
no. Jordan was yes, he was 84.
Yeah, 80 case. Jordan was 84. Stockton was 84. Hakeem was 84.
Fact checking myself in real time.
Because I think Hakeem went like first or second, right?
No, Sam Bowie was first in the Jordan era.
That's right. It was Sam Bowie. That's right. It was Sam Bowie.
No, you are right. Hakeem Olajuwon, Sam Bowie, and then Jordan. Bowie was 2.
Bowie was 2. I knew Bowie was up there. Okay, yeah. All right, yeah. Yeah, that was a good draft
Well done,
class.
sir.
Yeah. I I try.
I picked a topic that's good for you too.
Yeah, I got lucky. I'm not always so hot at this. What's the next question?
Which groups or labels symbolize the East Coast versus West Coast rivalry in the mid-1990s?
Can you read that one more time,
I know,
just
that
so
was
I
like kind of a
understand
mouthful.
exactly?
Okay.
Because I could answer this, but I need to make sure I heard that exactly right.
Which groups or labels symbolized the East Coast versus West Coast rivalry in the mid-1990s?
All right, I know the answer. I don't need the multiple choice. Shia, I think you do
Oh.
too.
Yeah, for sure. And with the documentary recently, I think we all know the answer these days.
Yeah.
Bad Boy and Bro definitely were the two labels. Biggie and Tupac, probably the two most prominent artists in the
That's right.
East Coast West Coast battle.
Diddy and Suge Knight. Don't have
Diddy
to
and
worry
Suge
about the
Knight.
producer. All up in the videos,
All right,
singing
so
on the album.
that one was too easy.
Come to Death Row.
All right, let's see.
That was
here.
like really when, lines in the sand were drawn at the Source Awards.
I gotta pick some harder ones right
This
now.
is good, Shia. I'm really glad you picked this topic because I actually do know about this stuff. This is going to be good.
Okay, which team drafted Kobe Bryant in 1996 before trading him to the Lakers?
Shit.
Oh yeah.
I can do multiple choice.
Oh yeah.
Kobe Bryant drafted before trading to the Lakers. Okay, I think I have a guess, but I'll take the multiple choice first.
Yeah,
Okay.
me too.
A, Los Angeles Lakers, B, Charlotte Hornets, C, Philadelphia 76ers, and D, New Jersey Nets.
Oh,
Those were none of my guesses. Oh no.
Oh, God.
they were none of mine either. But if I had to take a stab,
Yeah, shot in the dark, I'm going to say Philadelphia 76ers.
I'm gonna say the Hornets.
It was the Hornets.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that was a total, best educated guess thing. I don't know. It just felt right. So, all right, that was good.
Okay.
Although
Yeah, he can't see the trivia
76ers is a good guess, though. I feel like I probably would have gone with them second.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just thinking in that era they were very likely to be drafting high because
Yeah.
they were bad.
I agree.
But the same was true about Charlotte, and they had a great draft those years. I mean, Charlotte drafted Larry Johnson. They drafted Alonzo Mourning. They had a lot of people that they couldn't turn success with.
I know. A shame.
All right. Who scored 8 points in 9 seconds during a 1995 playoff game?
I don't think I need multiple choice for this. I'll wait. Matt, how you feeling on your guess?
I think I'm good on this one.
Reggie Miller.
Reggie Miller.
Did you just say that because he
No,
said it?
Reggie Miller.
Yes, it's Reggie Miller.
Yeah.
Okay, that one's easy too. Should we do one more?
Yeah, because they were hot in '95. That was a good year. Yeah, do another one.
Okay, we'll do one more.
This has been fun so far. Sometimes I'm like, all right, that's good. We're done with trivia, but I want to see if we can get one more.
Ew. Okay, so which rappers starred in the 1998 film Belly?
Belly.
I'm good.
That's- I didn't even see that one.
You're good. You know.
Shai, you know this one?
Yeah, for sure.
What was it?
And let me suggest after this, watch the movie. It's great.
Okay.
It's actually a kind of a trick question in that both DMX and Nas are in that film.
That is correct.
Yeah, I never saw
Well, it
that.
said rappers, so plural.
Oh,
Oh,
it
I
was
didn't hear
plural.
that.
Oh, I didn't
it
either.
was
I thought it was
plural.
one.
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
But you got it.
Wow. Yeah, I never saw that.
Great soundtrack, also, by the way.
Okay.
Phenomenal soundtrack.
We'll have to add it to our movie list. Belly.
Yeah. Yeah, let's definitely add that to the list. I got to see that.
All right, you did pretty good.
Yeah, you did good. It's a good thing I let you
Thank
choose.
Yeah, I was just about to say. Thankfully,
We've been doing Nicole's choice, and it's not always great.
Yeah.
So we're gonna
Sometimes
do
it's
good.
really random, and you're like, oh.
Because I just guessed on what they would be good at. I don't know.
Out of curiosity, Nicole, did you have a topic today? If I didn't.
No, I didn't.
select
No.
one?
Honestly, it's
I was
just roulette.
wondering How bad I was going to be at it.
No. No, it's just roulette. Sometimes I just do them on the fly, depending on what you talk about during the first part of the show, and we go from there. So had you not given us something, I might have gone culinary questions. I might have gone, I don't know.
We did steak.
Trying to-
The topic was steaks.
Yeah.
And Carney came out of nowhere, and he was like, "Oh, I'm
Me
in the."
too.
He's like in the comments, and
Yeah.
he nailed it too, which I expected. But
Yeah,
Um,
weird.
Well, that
Yeah.
week it was because we
What a
were
shock.
giving away the box of the red meat lovers, so that's why that.
Yeah, he like
was that week.
he wasn't watching the show, and
Yeah.
then I think by chance he clicked into it, and then he saw, and then he was like, "Wait, what are you doing?" And then he left, and I was like, "No, come back. We're gonna do steak themed trivia." And he was like, "Oh, hold on, I gotta stop what I'm doing."
Well, and that's because we didn't have a guest that week, and we were just doing the giveaway.
Yeah.
So it was just
Yeah.
for the sake of the giveaway.
I was like, "You're not eligible," and he was like, "Damn it!" I was like, "But you can play." Oh, that was a good time. Yeah, that was our trivia segment brought to you by Perdomo Cigars. Yeah, that was a good one. That was fun. And also, speaking of, back with us, which they also will have a segment that has yet to be determined because it just happened. Well, it just happened, so we're still putting it together. This is brand new. But our friends from Nova Cigars are back with us once again. Those who remember us from our very early days might remember our Nova Cigars sports segment, but I don't think we're going to do the sports segment again. We're going to try to do something else, but that also just happened. So we're working on a couple of things for that as well. So it's going to be fun this year. We're going to have a lot more segments this year.
I like the fun ones.
Yeah, I know. It really helps. It keeps the mood up. Anyway.
I love Leo. I'm happy to hear that. She's amazing.
Yeah,
we love Leo
she's
too.
fantastic. She's really awesome. So we're really happy to be working with them again. But tonight's about you, which she is due to come on the show. I got to get her back on the show. But tonight's about you. We are getting towards the end of the show, so we will wrap up soon. But before we do, I wanted to ask you if there was, first of all, was there anything that you were hoping to or wanted to or whatever you want to bring up now before we end the show? Because we have whatever time, if you want to get into something, if there's anything you wanted to say or discuss, I'll open it up to you now.
Ooh, we covered so much. Honestly, no. I guess I'll talk a little bit, just briefly. I'll kind of pitch.
Yeah, of course.
As a company, as a brand, as an ecosystem, and a family, and a word that gets used in corporate culture way too much in an exploitative way. Blend and Barrel and the team, we just had our holiday party. So I always do a staff party after the holiday season when everything's kind of slowed down, and that first week of January is coast mode. And we all got together and celebrated and kind of set the tone for the coming year. So just quickly, for those of you who are listening, for people who will see it on the back end, if you're ever in the Central Florida area, Orlando, Cocoa Beach, Melbourne, hit me up. You can find me pretty much anywhere. Please come and be a guest at the lounge. And part of the reason I say that, especially to the people who listen to shows like this, is passionate cigar people make us better. So compliments are fantastic, and we try to be excellent all the time. But generally, the most valuable feedback that I get is from people visiting from out of state who are not regular customers of ours, who get to see it for the first time, who generally have some sort of like, hey, what about this? Or I really like that, so on and so forth. And also with our products coming out in PCA and so on and so forth, I'm very happy to have an opportunity to share the cigars that we've worked on and some other things that are coming down the pipeline with everyone. So I guess that's kind of my plug. As far as what to talk about, we've done some mutual blowing smoke, but I just wanted to say to the both of you how much fun this was, what a pleasure it was to spend some time with you tonight. Really enjoyed it. I almost always do in the podcast space, but especially with the husband and wife dynamic and the way that you've kind of come through the business and having watched sporadically over the years and getting to be here now, it's been great. So just a compliment. That's really all I got.
Thank you, Shiah. I really appreciate that. It really was fun. We have to have you on more often.
We love compliments.
Yeah. We like fun guests. And we like compliments. Thank you very much. That's really nice of you to say. It really was. It was a good time, and it's always great to have a good show. So we appreciate that. And next time we're in the area, we're definitely going to come by. And you said you're going to be at PCA?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. So we'll see you at the trade show too. That'll be awesome. We'll have to definitely get together. But guys, I mean, I think that's going to be our show for this week. I just want to say a huge thanks to you for coming on, Chaya. I know you're a busy guy, and you get stuff to do, but you took the time to come hang out with us. I appreciate it. I'm glad you had a good time. I'm glad it was fun. And to everyone watching and listening at home, we appreciate you as well. Thank you for listening, watching, being here with us, supporting us. That's why we do it, and we couldn't do it without you guys. So thank you very much. While you're at it, make sure you like and subscribe to our podcast everywhere you get your podcasts, as well as on our YouTube channel, on our Rumble channel. If you'd like to watch the episodes, sometimes that's more fun. But as also, head over to SmokinTabacco.com for more news, reviews, and updates from the cigar industry, including our 2025, sorry, I had to stop there. The years sometimes jumble together. The 2025 awards, which are continuously being released. We have more to do, but about half of them are out now, so you can kind of go through and read about them and see who won what and why and all that fun stuff. So, and shout out to everyone who we've given awards to. Congratulations to all those people. You've done a fantastic job, and it's about giving you guys some recognition for all your hard work. So we appreciate you as cigar smokers and everything you do in the industry. So, but that's going to do it. That's our show for this week. Thank you, everyone. Stay safe, stay smoky, enjoy, and have a great night. We'll see you